Do you have a controversial financial opinion? Well, Lisa from A Lawyer and Her Money definitely has a few hot takes. Today we're going over a few of the points from her My Most Controversial Financial Advice. Fear is killing women's finances. I feel like a book could be written on this topic. I have definitely seen women be more fearful around money, investing, retirement, all that stuff, myself included. I am less likely to want to take risks and more interested in things that will make us more safe. I want to preserve what's going on and not lose anything. But if I'm stuck in that mindset, that keeps me from taking necessary risks and thinking about what happens when I don't take any risks. So lost opportunity costs. If I'm telling myself you can lose money in the stock market, it's not worth investing, then I don't invest and I miss out on all of that growth. I miss out on a wonderful retirement because I was too scared to invest. So that not taking a risk was actually riskier in the long run. How have you seen this play out in other women's lives? The latte factor is crap. Okay, they actually have written a book about this, and of course I've read it. So when we're talking latte factor, we're talking about the idea that if you just stop spending money on fancy coffee, then you would be able to afford the things you want. You'd be able to go on the trips you want. You'd be able to afford that $500,000 house. It's just because you're wasting your money like a millennial on pumpkin spice lattes. I do think the latte factor puts coffee in this really negative light, like don't have fun, don't do anything that you like. It doesn't matter if you like fun coffee, just forget about it if you want to have a nice life. But on the other hand, all these little spending habits, they add up. If you feel like coffee is not a big deal and that $6 a day doesn't matter, then that subscription doesn't matter. That shopping spree doesn't matter. That brand new expensive car with $1,000 a month payment doesn't matter. You're really going to be holding back your financial progress if you start telling yourself that nothing matters and no amount of spending matters. Everything adds up eventually. If we can cut spending in little ways or increase our income in little ways so that we can save more, it'll be easier to reach our financial goals. Women should pay in relationships. Now, I mostly actually agree with this. It's not fair to have a relationship where one party pulls all the weight, all the effort, and all the financial effort, and the other person is doing absolutely nothing. Now, what those two different roles can look like and what the contribution to the relationship is can look vastly different. And I don't always think that contributions need to be financial. I think she's mostly talking about in the dating world where some women just go on a bunch of dates so that they can get a free lunch, which is totally unfair. But it's a whole nother thing in a committed relationship where one partner perhaps makes more of the money to enable the other partner to provide high quality childcare and food prep and chauffeuring, all of those things. And each partner is doing their part in the relationship, but it doesn't always look like everybody's going to a high paying job. Frugality doesn't work. Now, the extreme frugal community might hate me for this, but she's right on a lot of levels. And there are so many reasons why, and I have a whole nother video about the things that I do that are not frugal. First off, you can't save yourself to wealth. If you're making $50,000 a year, the most you could ever save would be $50,000 a year, and that's if you didn't need anything and you didn't need to eat. Conscious spending is less trendy than being super frugal, but I think it would be a more accurate representation of what we want to be doing. We want to be spending our money on purpose, know where it's going, and be reaching towards specific financial goals. Endless penny pinching can only get you so far. We need to pay attention to the other end of the spectrum, which is making more money. Early retirement isn't for everyone. This is what the FIRE community is all about. It stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. There's a lot of value in financial independence. That's where your investments can pay for your lifestyle because that kind of gives you so much freedom to decide what you're going to do next. But the whole retiring part, I'm not actually sure that I want to retire. Wouldn't that mean that I'm no longer working on things that excite me or projects that excite me or helping people in a way that's useful to them? There's also a huge decline to people's health and mental welfare if they just completely retire and they stop doing anything. Sure, maybe we should take some longer vacations, maybe we should visit some cool places, but stop producing anything? I don't know. I honestly think by the end of week 2, I would be totally bored. Be generous to the needy. I'm not sure how this is controversial, even though, if you don't give any of your money away, technically you would have more money. I guess part of my financial good life is the ability to be generous. I also think planned generosity helps you have a different mindset on money. It takes you out of that scarcity mindset, like there's never going to be enough. We're never going to be able to do these things or have these things. But it also allows you to see other people's needs, and it puts your own life in perspective. Like if you have the opportunity to participate in one of those Christmas giving things where you help families out with Christmas presents, but it can also really open your eyes to how much you do have and how much I take for granted how we can afford Christmas presents. And it just makes me so grateful that I don't have to think about whether or not I'll be able to afford a coat for my kid. A $500,000 salary won't solve all your problems. I definitely see this as controversial because people would say, well, that's what rich people say. And money does solve problems and can make your life easier. But my deep-rooted discontentment cannot be solved by more money and more things. My relationships cannot be cured with more money. And ultimately, my health, my well-being, my autoimmune diseases, my level of physical fitness cannot be solved by money. So money can solve some external problems and aid in things, but when it gets down to it, it doesn't solve the human problems. What problems do you think money can solve? If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Hope to see you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.